Hey, how's it going, everyone, and welcome back. It's day 9 now of kind of quarantine, and today Oregon got the official notice that we're under a shelter in place, so not allowed to leave the house unless it's for groceries or something. That's kind of how my last 9 days have been anyway, so I guess nothing's really changed. It's raining a bit today, and I don't know, I was wondering earlier, like, is that going to make me feel better or worse about not being able to go outside? It's like, on the one hand, it's raining, so I don't have that drive, but on the other, now it's raining, and so is that just going to make me feel more cooped up? We'll see. I want to thank everyone who watched the video I posted yesterday. It was really cathartic for me to just like get my feelings out and just kind of talk, even if I'm not technically talking to anyone. Just being able to speak and get words out that aren't trapped in my head was really nice. Kind of, after I posted that video, I just like went a little nuts here in the studio, and that's not the right term, but we just went a little like needed to, my hands got all fidgety, and I needed something to do, so I started ripping apart my my flat file here, and I just like pulled everything out, and inside I found like photos from like high school photography projects, so 14, 15 years old. Stuff I haven't looked at in years, stuff that was probably put into that flat file when I got it, which, based on how old some of the stickers on it are, was 4 years ago or so. And that was tough. Actually, with going through everything was kind of hard, because so much of the images in there that I was just flipping through were brought back, kind of good memories. Not always, happy memories or anything, but just memories that I enjoyed, and the prospect of not being able to experience stuff like that for the foreseeable future was an anxiety driver for me. I didn't feel great after doing that as an exercise for a while, and then Sunday rolled around, and again, everyone who watched the last video I posted and submitted to this zine project that I'm working on, I just want to thank you so much. I had quite a few people reach out to me, and some people have sent me stuff already, and we're working together to like get this thing into production and actually send the second issue of this to print, which is crazy. It's been sitting on the back burner for months, and then now all of a sudden it's just going, which I love. And that kind of need to really just jump into something, for me anyway, is helpful. I don't think this is going to be helpful for everyone. I know that with everything that's going on, sometimes just the stress of everything is, you don't have that like mental energy to think about things in a creative way necessarily, or dedicate effort to being creative. So I know this definitely isn't for everyone, and I want to recognize that, but for me anyway, it's helpful to work in a creative way, just because it allows me to completely tune out any other stresses that I'm feeling if I just force myself to work on something. And so like Monday through Friday, it's a matter of like working as much as I can on work stuff. I'm really fortunate to be able to work from home, and so this is my workspace, and this room has been my life for the last 9 days. And so Monday through Friday I'm able to focus on work, but then what do I do with the rest of my time? And so that's kind of the point of this video today, and that was a really long-winded way of getting there, and I apologize. I'm generally a long-winded person, especially with these videos, and I feel like I've been even more rambly lately because it's my uncertainty about everything coming through that you're hearing now. And so I was pulling this stuff out of the flat file, and it's thousands of prints. I mean thousands. Here is a stack of 4x6s from when I went to New York a couple of years ago. And these ones on top are the photos that ended up becoming a Brooklyn Street, which was a zine that I produced found a stack of Polaroids, lots of Polaroids, and like I have this stack of Instax wides, I have this stack of Instax wides, and these are just a small portion of all the Instax photos that I have that were just thrown into that flat file. I have no idea what I was doing or what I was going to do with them, but they were just there. This is a stack of when I went to Wyoming in 2015. All shot Portra 400 on a Pentax 67 II. Some expensive processing bill that I got to have all of these made. I think I even had I think there's another stack exactly like this because I'm pretty sure I had doubles made for whatever reason. But that's okay because they're actually high quality prints. They're RA4 and they're nice. And then I started looking at more Polaroids right here. And so that's, again, we're going to bring this full circle actually, believe it or not, and talk about working on projects a little bit. So as I was going through the Polaroids specifically, not even the Instax, but the actual Polaroids, and some of these are original Polaroids. I've got some this is Spectrafilm right here, this is 600, this one on top is Impossible Project, and as the label says on this one, this is Polaroid Original, so I've got the whole gamut covered here. But I was flipping through the Polaroids and I kind of realized something. So when I look at this picture for the 4x6, I mean it's super flimsy, it's a basic print, and I do that intentionally. When I'm putting together a zine or some sort of photo series, the first thing that I do is I go and I print out all of these photos that I think are relevant to the project. And I do it through Walgreens or Rite Aid or just somewhere basic because they often have deals where it's 10 cents a 4x6 print, so I'll get 200 of them and it'll only cost me 20 bucks. The print quality really shows, and they're cropped weird. The actual photo of this, the front end of this Mustang isn't cut off, but you get what you pay for, I guess. And even with these from Wyoming, which are definitely nicer, it's still not quite a finished product, and that's what I love so much about Polaroids, that I hold this, and this is the finished asset, right? This is it. This is the entire purpose of shooting Polaroid, is to get this thing. And when you touch it and hold it, it's thick. It's got some weight to it. You can bend it a little bit, but it goes back to its normal shape compared to something like this, where it's just wobbly. And so these kind of 4x6s that I was showing earlier, they feel very intermediary, right? They are one step towards the goal compared to this, which I feel like is the goal. And so I started going through them, and I pulled out ones that I liked, and I think I want to do something with them. Is where I'm going here. And I don't know that it's going to be super positive or something I'm necessarily super thrilled with, and part of that is just everything else that's weighing on me right now. These pictures that I pulled out are apathetic, I would say, and when I was spitballing ways to work on this zine and playing around with titles and layouts and stuff like that, that apathy I feel really came through in a lot of my selections, and the title and how everything kind of is looking so far. And while I don't know where this will ultimately lead or anything, I think one of the big things that I want to do with this project is not sell it. Previously, with any one of my publications, I've put it up for $5, $7, something like that. I think the most expensive one I did was 12. But that doesn't seem like the right move right now. My goal with this, and why I'm hoping you're here, is to print 25 copies. And I'll likely keep 3. That's what I usually do. I put one kind of in my archive, I put one in my library, and then I usually just keep another one for reference, that if it gets a little beat up, I'm okay with, because it's that's the one that I'm actually flipping through whenever project comes next. If I need to look back on something, I'll have it. So there will be 22 copies then, I guess. And I'd love to trade those 22 copies with you or whoever. It's a way to share what I'm experiencing right now, and my hope is that you're doing something similar, honestly. if you have the ability to, and you feel like you're in a place where you can create something like this, now's the time to do it. To pull those photos from your archive, from your flat file, and put them together. And even if if you don't have the means to actually like get something printed like that, that's fine. There are plenty of services out there. The Blurb book builder that you can download on their website. You can use their layout and everything, and then I think it's like $5, and you get a high res PDF if you're not familiar with how to make PDFs of your own. That actually like works like a book, with page 1 and 2 and whatever. And so that's a way that hopefully like you can create something, something that you feel a little bit of pride of, maybe, or maybe you don't care and you just did it because it was something to do. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But with these zines that I'll have, again, my hope is to trade them. So if you're working on something too, like I'd encourage you to like leave a comment or reach out to me on social media. I'll include links to my social media accounts below. And if and when they show up at my door and they're actually printed, I'll throw one in the mail for you. You can still mail stuff, and it's fairly cheap and fairly easy, and you don't have to go anywhere to do it. So I'm cautiously optimistic about this as a project. And I'm sure I'll post more videos as time allows and as I get closer to being done with it. See how much, other projects get in the way. But anyway, thank you again for watching. I really hope that you're doing well and that you're hanging in there. If you have any topics that you want to discuss, or if you just want to chat, feel free to reach out. I'm here. So until next time, I'll see you around.